Our second game of the day here from Rink 1 at the rinks here from Exeter. 2009 semifinal matchup. Team New Hampshire, the second seed, taking on Team Massachusetts, the second seed at 2-1, taking on the third seed, Team New Hampshire, coming in with one win up against two losses. A spot available up for grabs in the championship game later this afternoon. That will be at 2 p.m. and we'll see who will be in it as this game is underway. And it's Massachusetts out to start, dumping this puck in deep. Mazzola sends it up the boards, trying to find Turcotte, who was covered almost immediately there with red sweaters, as Cater had the puck stolen from him, and now it's Walsh in the clear, moving in, and he missed the net high over the glove of Dimitri Huey. As that shot, stick save by the standing Huey, as that time the shot had gotten all the way to goal, but what an opportunity in the opening minute for Walsh, and he couldn't pick the high glove corner. As Massachusetts now looking to return the favor. This is Hamlin stopping up and getting a pass towards the front where it was tipped wide of the net. Podnizinski had to be sharp there as it's pulled almost off the boards by Short. Now it's taken back by Mazzola, and he'll send it out of his own zone through the air. However, it is icing, an early icing here against Team New Hampshire, who forcing a turnover just inside the line. A great chance to try and strike first in this game. And that is hopefully a miss that does not come back to haunt them, although very much early on in this game. Just never know how many golden chances like that you'll get. As this breakout pass never got out of the zone, as it was broken up by Bochanowski, as here's a long shot that finds the target as Team Massachusetts opens up the scoring. Boalick picks up the early goal a minute and 31 seconds in. That shot went through a crowd, and it never looked like Podnizinski picked it up. As now New Hampshire on the counter. That shot was blocked down off of Lammy's legs. Taken back out high near side. Ratano was checked off the puck. Played up the wing for Britano. He'll turn away from traffic. Is run through there by Watkins. Played up the wing for McCarthy. Dropping it off into the slot where it was broken up there on a stick check from Jeffrey. Or rather Lopashansky, excuse me, 21, not 22. Although Jeffrey is out there. Out on defense, and they may have gotten away with one there as moving back in. Jackson wires that shot wide. Laid back around through Sylvia, who looked like he had taken a stick there from Lopashansky right along his glove as he was trying to cut towards goal on the back end. We play on nonetheless as it's turned back over to Sylvia. Lemmy run into, and the puck stolen by New Hampshire in deep. Turning with it is Braun. Sends it back around the glass where it's punched back around Huey's goal. Lemmy can step to this one, but he can't clear through Mazzola, who holds the near point. Amford now in a battle. Sees it cleared out by McCarthy, and Massachusetts could go for a change here. Early 1-0 lead for Team Massachusetts. A minute and 31 seconds into this game. They lead it after an opening minute breakaway for Team New Hampshire that missed the net entirely. That long shot goes wide and Karam's off the boards. These two teams met yesterday. It was a 5-2 win for Team Massachusetts yesterday afternoon. Matthew Bolick, who opened up the scoring in this game, also had a goal in that contest. As Short reaching in with his stick, couldn't slow down the outlet. Janiello darting in over the line is shoved over to the boards there by Ducharme. As Henderson works it down low on a short pass, they saucer it now to the line. Turcotte plays catch for that quick shot, finds the end boards. Walsh plays it around. It's Henderson. Run through there by Hamlin. Now Hamlin looking to stretch the strides. He's got Short going to goal as that goes off Turcotte's skates. He's able to kick it ahead to Janiello, but it's Short sweeping it down low. Trying to keep some pressure applied. Wojciechowski gets roughed up there, but the puck moved middle where Bolick slips it into the corner. Nicosia lost the puck there along the far side as Mazzola sends it to the line. Held in momentarily by Capazzi as it's stepped into and worked back in by Cater. Off of the goaltender, Podnazinski. Bodies collide there in the corner as some extracurricular activity ensues. Curtis Savage was on the receiving end of some rough stuff as it's picked up by Cater. He'll fiddle a backhand pass on through, and it's Bolick. Now on to the wing where that shot is on goal. Juggled for a moment, but eventually corralled by the goaltender, Podnazinski, with 8:58 to go here in the first. Team Massachusetts ahead here in this semifinal game over Team New Hampshire, 1-0 on Matthew Bolick's 5th goal of the tournament. Bolick second in this tournament across all 3 divisions in goals scored with his 5th here today. As it looked like we were going to get an icing, but washed out at the last moment. Reasoning is Monte Cater is in the box for a penalty that was after the original play, because there was really nothing there at first. Haven't been much in terms of power play opportunities, but a chance for New Hampshire to try and take the lead here. That shot off the side of the post from a tight angle. Bottano tried his luck after turning his way around the zone. He has it near boards and plays it all the way across. Prue down low. It's brought back up to the line where Jeffrey played it all the way back across rink wide. Bottano into the circle. Savage cuts and shoots. A pad save down low for Huey, and it is sent all the way down the ice by Lammy. Podnazinski will set it up as Cater exits the box. Not a bad looking power play for New Hampshire, but unable to get anything on through the goaltender, Huey. Trailing 1-0. Pulled off the boards by Braun. A strong move into the slot as he was broken up there that time by Young. Diving effort there from McCarthy. He lost his stick. trying to get to that puck as it's stepped through by Ryder. Brought back in by McCarthy with his stick in hand, and Braun standing in the way to block that shot. As this puck is worked down the wing, Jackson trying to get underneath Sylvia, who protects well and clears off the boards. Ryder's pass was almost intercepted there by Larson. It's a wing-to-wing pass. Jackson moves in over the line and tries to leave it there for a trailer. Ryder couldn't step down the boards with it. And now it's Larson trying to stay onside. He'll fire off the right shoulder of Podnazinski and into the corner. He had help going to goal in the form that time of Cater. Jackson against Kapazzi. He goes awkwardly there into the boards. And then Cater finishing a check there against Bamford in back of the net. And that will draw a penalty. Team New Hampshire will go short. 5:46 to go in the first. It is Jackson. First period action on this power play for Team Massachusetts, trying to grow this 1-0 lead. Short will carry this in. Rastico played it through the skates of Short. Now gets it back at the point as they work it around the perimeter. Turcotte can't work it through Short. Unable to clear was Henderson. As now into the circle, Cater shoots and scores, putting it right through Podnazinski. As on the power play, Team Massachusetts takes a 2-0 lead. Dante Cater from the bottom of the right wing circle just opened up and put it right through the goaltender, Podnazinski. Team Massachusetts able to double up on their lead. New Hampshire back up ice, and Walsh this time does not miss from in close. And just like that, they answer the power play goal to make it 2-1. .444 to go here in the first. New Hampshire has themselves a goal on the board. Henderson able to collect an assist, setting up Walsh, who made no mistake after he had missed on a breakaway early in this game to start. It's a good feeling to see the puck go in there for Team New Hampshire. It brings them right back into this game. Just moments after that power play goal was scored. Took them only 19 seconds to counter there with Walsh's goal. Only 2-1 as Massachusetts will look to break out, but that's going to miss everybody's up the ice, and it's an icing on the home side, who still maintain a 2-1 lead. A power play goal from Cater is currently the difference here in this game. For Cater, it's his second point today. His fourth goal of this series. Now to go along with 4 assists and 8 points. As out in front, almost a steal there for McCarthy. As McCarthy again, a swing and a miss, trying to set him up there was Larson. Now Jackson with numbers, tried to drop it off. Larson got back. Now battles Bamford as the puck just at the line. They'll blow the play dead. They'll say it was played with a hand. They have also now just added an assist for Richie Janiello on that goal for Nolan Walsh, his first of this tournament. Janiello and Henderson assisting. 2:40 to go here in the first. It's from the slot. Young shot blocked aside. Braun standing in front of his own goaltender is Sylvia. Stokes it back to the point. Young all the way to goal. It's stopped off the stick of Podnazinski. Jackson was waiting for a pass that never came to him up ice. As Ducharme now has it. Ducharme gets a pass through several sticks. Larson in towards the crease where Podnazinski got a stick on it but could not cover it. Mazzola. Airmail feed, and Walsh, while falling, it would have been a tough play, but he couldn't keep himself onside with 1:59 to go in the first. A 2-1 lead for Team Massachusetts. A pair of goals only 19 seconds apart. That pass intercepted by Hamelin. Trying to get past Mazzola, who stays strong on to him. All the way to the corner where it's brought up the boards and out of the zone by Henderson. Henderson gains the line and tried his luck there, but Capazzi able to block it up and out of play. As there will be a face-off inside the Massachusetts zone. Up to Mazzola, tried to get a tip, and Henderson almost snuck that one inside the post. As it's broken out, Hamelin for Short. On the drop, it's Hamelin again. Playing a give and go with Short. Capazzi from the boards, couldn't get that through. Savage on the block, or rather Mazzola on the block and clear. This is icing against Team Massachusetts. 63 seconds to go in the first. A 2-1 lead they hold. Nolan Walsh's goal pulling New Hampshire back to within 1. They win the draw for a point shot that never got through. It was blocked and it stung Nicosia. As Jeffrey now shoots and got it to goal. Hue a pad save. As Bolick, who opened the scoring, sees it played up the wall past him. Jeffrey feeds it into several skates, and it's Sylvia who sends it around. As along the boards, a heavy hit applied onto there. Savage along the wall. Got a good piece of his man. I believe that was Chanowski who was thumped. As off the draw, Sylvia sends it forward. Through in his own zone, back to Savage. who steps around one stick check. Now trying to get his steal. Bochanowski nearly did, but he couldn't get all the way around Britano that time. 5 seconds to go in the period. Britano too far ahead of Lopushansky as the first can come to a close, with New Hampshire getting some life with a goal from Nolan Walsh. It's a 2-1 game here after 15 minutes as we'll take a quick break and return here to Exeter for the call of the second. That's coming up next in just a moment. Back here from the rinks at Exeter. Quick break between first and second periods. We'll make a fresh sheet of ice after these 15 minutes are up, with Team Massachusetts ahead of Team New Hampshire 2-1 in this semifinal round. Back underway with New Hampshire trying to pull to within even. Same exact score through one period of play as where things stood yesterday afternoon when these two teams played for the first time in preliminary round action. That ended up being a 5-2 win for Team Massachusetts, who have gotten goals from Matthew Bolick and Dante Cater. Nolan Walsh with New Hampshire's lone tallies so far, as they will look to respond. Right now they have to get back and defend. A good stick that time from Braun, and it was Depta who then was able to get it all the way down further into the Massachusetts zone. Puck off a set of legs, back to Braun, who protects and then gives it away. Sylvia shoots and misses as he tried to get Ondazinski off his angle to the glove side. New Hampshire now on the counter. Bamford, while falling, didn't miss by much there on that shot. Bamford, low slot, into corners, and they'll score out in front to tie it. Team New Hampshire early here in the second. A minute and 17 seconds in, they have tied this game up. Bamford in the middle of it. After missing the net to the glove hand side, he sticks with it. .43, the time of that goal, is Zola jumped all over that puck and had Huey moving one way to the glove side. He pulled it back to the stick side and made no mistake. And just like that, we've got a brand new hockey game. Puck played off the corner board, short. Worked it back up the wall, but Watkins could never get possession. As New Hampshire brings it back in, that shot is blocked. Never came close to the goaltender, Huey. As Cater with the cutoff, but he could not get the clear. It's Turcotte sending this back in deep. It hits the referee. As Walsh for Janiello in back of the goal. Janiello loops it over top of the net, and it just was fired wide on the shot from Turcotte. Creative feed there as he looped that pass over the crossbar and the goaltender's head. It landed right where Turcotte wanted it to, but he couldn't get the rolling puck accurately on target. As Lopushansky trying to get around Cater, who guides him all the way to the end boards. Short will free the puck as it's forced out and gathered up by Watkins. Stumbling over the line, Watkins trying to get past a check. Holding his ground, though, was Savage. And New Hampshire able to get back defensively as Prue spun around, trying to find the puck. Rustico is bothered there by Britanno. Massachusetts able to pitch this out, but right there is Jeffrey to settle things down. As Team New Hampshire looking like the team in control for a moment as Bolek coughed it up. That shot is going to go in off the goaltender Podnazinski, who was not ready for that. And Team Massachusetts back up by a goal with 11:21 to go here on a sneaky looking shot. Team New Hampshire once again trailing. I believe they credited the goal to Nicosia. A shot from almost the half wall. Just trying to get a puck on net. You never know, and a tough one for any goaltender when it hits you and you don't know quite exactly where you have it. As this puck drifting up the high slot, it's turned over. Nicosia just missed. Could never quite get himself pulled free. As another try is blocked over the net. Savage kneeling down in front to get a piece. 10:20 to go here in the second. Team New Hampshire chasing once again as Ducharme fanning. Lays it back in deep where Larson is checked. And the puck taken now by Jackson. Jackson gets through all three forwards. Now tries to challenge Young as he sent that pass rink wide. Nobody home. Sylvia could not get McCarthy up the right wing side. It's icing. As New Hampshire will look to set up shop here on a draw that comes to the right of Dimitri Huet's goal. Off the draw, that turnaround shot muffled almost immediately by Ducharme. As Braun trying to flip that out through McCarthy. Ducharme prevents him from escaping. On up the boards for Depta. Does enough this time to pressure Young. On the reset, Ducharme gives it away. Onside, Jackson ran into that check from Ducharme as Huet couldn't clear the puck out. It's played back off the end boards. Depta trying to fiddle it in front of the backhand, and Sylvia covering the slot. Able to send that away as a penalty is coming here. And a pretty easy one at that for the officials to call as Young finished that hit to the numbers, and Team New Hampshire will get a power play chance to try and tie this game up. As we're nearly 6 minutes into this second period, it's cross-checking. Fired immediately back down the ice on that face-off win. Janiello's pass to the middle for Walsh. As the New Hampshire power play tries to get set up, the pass played across the crease just was deflected away from Janiello, who is lurking there in that near circle. Mazzola has it here straight away. Now Turcotte. Turcotte all the way to goal. Huey the save, and the rebound just chopped through the crease and wide by Walsh. Turcotte with room. Fires that wide. Out the other side. Short was posted up there to get a block. Janiello has to pull it over to the boards, trying to get away from Cater. It's played back up to Turcotte at the line. A good setup here on this power play for New Hampshire. Just over 20 seconds to go as Watkins got a stick in to deflect the pass. Henderson, far side, trying to get Mazzola to step in down the line. It's Mazzola, nice move. Down low, Janiello to the short side. Stopped there by Huey. Power play winding down as Turcotte guns it wide, stick side, and Young is out of the box as Team Massachusetts gets through what looked like a productive power play for Team New Hampshire, controlling for most of that 1 minute and 30-second man advantage. It is Massachusetts with the lead, as here in the slot, Prue was sent backwards on a hit. And the puck is banked out off the boards. Turcotte looking over his shoulder as Bowelik forcing a turnover. It's Hamlin moving in, and that is stopped in close by Podnazinski, who had to shut down the short side. And with that save, will now hand the net over to his counterpart. Sawyer King will take over. Team Massachusetts is sticking with their man for now in Huey. We'll see if any of that changes with 6:40 to go in this period. Linesman got tripped up there. Trying to work around him was Bretano. Up to the point, Jeffrey shoots, sticked away to the corner by Huey. Puck is worked around the boards by Rustico. Massachusetts having some trouble exiting here as Savage's drive steered aside by Huey off the blocker. Up through center is Hamlin. Run down to the ice by Savage, who's had himself an active game. Puck drifts up to the point. Lammy plays it. As next to touch here in the corner is Jeffrey for New Hampshire. Trying to one-hand this around Ochanowski. As now Depta has Lopushansky up ice. His backhander is vacuumed up by Huey, and there's no rebound with 5.5 to go here in the second period. Team New Hampshire pushing to try and tie this game up. Yet again, they have trailed 2-0 and now 3-2. Second versus third seed battling it out here in the 2009 age bracket. As trying to split defenders here is Larson all the way to goal, and he's going to draw a penalty as King is able to come up with the save. The puck just going past the near post as Braun is going to pick up a hooking penalty. And New Hampshire will be on the kill. The other semifinal contest has gone final between the first and fourth seed. Power play in effect here for Team Massachusetts, the second seed, as it's played back up to Ducharme, who moves across the line with it. Young plays catch with Ducharme as it's now down low for Sylvia at the goal line. His centering feed off of Mazzola's stick. Jackson buying time, able to one-hand this around through the corners. Sylvia trying to stoke it back up to the point. Ducharme almost lost it to Bamford as that shot catches back glass, and then finally a whistle can sound as King was trying to get the referee's attention. The post had come well off its moorings. In the 2009 bracket, it'll be Team Maine playing for the title. Later on at 2 p.m., they shut out Team Vermont 4-0. Maine has now outscored their opponents 27-7. They will play the winner of this contest, as that looked like it hit somebody there up on the Massachusetts bench. They are the team that's on the power play right now, and they've got the 3-2 lead here with 4:27 left to play in the second period. New Hampshire trying to get through the final 25 seconds of this kill, as Turcotte sends it all the way in deep. Gianniello winning a board battle inside the zone. Gets it all the way back to the defense, where Mazzola kills more time before sailing it all the way into the corner. That'll just about do it to Braun's penalty. He's up and standing, ready to exit the box with his team in possession. Back to even strength here late in the second. Capazzi had that puck get away from him. Here's Gianniello trying to test Huey, this time far side, and that went off the blocker as it's played back across where it's wheeled off the stick of Huey. Another good look for Gianniello. He's been in the midst of a lot. He's got the assist on Walsh's goal as he plays it up for Savage, whose shot was stopped. Available rebound taken as Henderson unable to wrap it around Cater. A feed up the middle is taken and just skated out of the zone by Watkins. Brought back in by New Hampshire, but offside as this line is able to generate some momentum once more. 3 minutes to go in the second. They got New Hampshire off and running with Nolan Walsh's goal back in the first period, which cut the deficit to 2-1. They tied things up 1 minute and 17 seconds into this period, but have since given the lead back up as Bretano moving in sees that shot stopped and covered, as Dimitri Huey able to come up with his 16th save of the game, as he has slowly become the busier of the two goaltenders here between Team Massachusetts and Team New Hampshire. Bretano can't work around Lammy, who sends it up the near side and past Savage, who was in on the pinch. Jeffrey forced back. Backhanded around where Savage is there, up the wing. Bretano was run through, but it allowed for Walsh to get the puck to Lopushansky, who turns. Looking for a trailer, he's got Bretano, who protects and now shoots. Another save there for Huey, and no rebound, as it doesn't appear as though Massachusetts is going to split this game with their goaltenders. Why would you, with how Dimitri Huey has looked here this morning? He's looked good here in this second period in particular, after giving up the early goal as this is tipped into his crease. He'll tap it aside. New Hampshire looking to break out. Sylvia standing in the way. Gets a pass down low. Larson through the crease, and McCarthy taps it in back door. A goal with $1:50 to go here in the second for Team Massachusetts, and they're back up by a deuce as they make New Hampshire pay for that turnover at the line. Larson connecting on the cross crease feed with McCarthy, a thing of beauty, as Sylvia also will factor in on that goal. Simple but effective hockey. That shot blocked off of Ducharme as New Hampshire tries to respond here. Huey will stick that shot up off the surface, and we'll get a face-off inside the Massachusetts zone, so they get out to a 2-0 lead. Surrender that early in the second, but have scored the last two to now lead 4-2. Nicosia and McCarthy with the goals. New Hampshire with the puck here. Turcotte looking to get that through as it went off of Cater and wide, and then almost a bank shot there from out of the corner. It hit Huey off the mask. Final minute of play. And Short looks to catch up to this puck. He's got Cater going to goal. Here's Cater shooting, and just getting a piece of that off the blocker was King. Big save there in tight to keep this a 2-goal score as New Hampshire ices it with 38.6. .38 seconds separating us from the intermission. We were treated to an overtime thriller in our first semifinal game in the 2008 bracket. Team New Hampshire defeating Team Maine. They'll play Team Vermont at 12:30. One of these two teams will be playing Team Maine, the 1 seed, later on at 2 p.m. in the 2009 championship game. We have one more semifinal round to go here from Rink 1 here in Exeter. And that will be in the 2010 age bracket. That will also be our final championship game, which will hopefully start around 3:30 as this puck drifting down ice. King will get the glove down on it to play it safe here with 8 seconds to go. His team's still very much in this game, and they've shown themselves to have the ability in terms of fighting back from being down. Need to get into the intermission clean here. 8.9 seconds to go, and Opashansky wins the draw, but the puck then went off the skates of King. Almost a nightmare scenario there as the buzzer sounds. We're through 2 periods of play in this semifinal round. Team New Hampshire trailing by a pair here against Team Massachusetts, as we'll make a fresh sheet of ice and return to the rinks at Exeter coming up in about 12 minutes.
Listen up. We are ready for this. I hope we remember all we've done to prepare for moments like today. 2 to 3 hours on the ice every day, working on areas of our game. Hitting the weights to build our strength and conditioning. All the film sessions to improve our hockey sense and analyze our play. And studying hard in the classroom to become a better student every day. We are ready. It doesn't matter who we play. We faced the best teams before. Do you guys remember what happened?
Out here in overtime. Bazzaio up the right wing, shakes his defender. Jeunesse calling for it. Bazzaio fires the pass. Jeunesse shoots. He scores! Wins in overtime.
We won that game. We were ready, and we won. We can win again today. We've come from all over the world to play here for this team at Spa, to become the best we can be. Along the way, we become more than teammates, fellas. Become a family. Sure, someday we'll play on different teams at higher levels, but today it's all about this game. This team, this moment. And we are ready. Let's go, Spa. Bring it on.
Let's go, boys. Bring it in.
Back here from the rinks at Exeter, third and final period of this semifinal game underway, and right off the bat, Henderson sees his shot blocked into the netting. His team trailing by 2. For the second time this morning, they were down 2-0 to Team Massachusetts. Came back to tie the game up at 2 apiece. Noah Mazzola getting a goal a minute and 17 seconds into the second, but Massachusetts responding with the game's last 2 to now lead 4-2. But still an entire third period to play with a spot in the championship game on the line here. A spot which will also be occupied by all but likely Team Maine, as look out, a stick came flying into the goaltender, Huey. After Henderson's shot was blocked, it sent that stick into the net. That was Capazzi. Fortunately, it did not catch Huey off guard. That was played with a high stick, but the next touch came from Walsh, so we'll play on. Rostico got it up the wing, but good pressure there from Depta. Almost got a steal on his man as it's Bamford. Slipping that pass across. Depta shoots, and he put that off the side of the goal. They seem to have things pretty well covered. As this is centered, hoping for Jackson. It went into the maze of skates there in the slot. As over along the boards, Bamford trying to muscle his way into the slot. Ran into that check there from Young as it's cleared down the wing. Jeffrey will turn around his own goal, trying to hit the brakes, but he lost the puck there to McCarthy, who scored the 4th goal of the game for Team Massachusetts as that shot goes in and out of King's glove. The rebound is cleared away there by Bamford. As up ice, Jackson got a touch, looking there to pressure Rustico, who sends it around, hoping for Sylvia. Sylvia trying to kick this puck along as they scrum forward along the far boards. And it's finally pulled free from the pile by Lammy. His pass, though, telegraphed there by Bamford. Bamford shooting to the short side, and that was sealed up. Good work positionally there by Dimitri Huey. Jackson, a shifty forward, trying to get free here as he just missed a stick out in front there from Depta. Good diving effort from Bamford to keep this attacking zone time mounting as it's punched around through the corners. Massachusetts could use it clear as Jeffrey's able to hold the line. Jeffrey, bottom of the circle. Jackson holding. Tried to sneak one through in on the short side, and Huey with the post knee up, able to make the save and keep it pinned between the skate and the post. A good push here to start this third period for Team New Hampshire. They need 2 to tie. They are out shooting Team Massachusetts now 25-17. We have seen some real competitive hockey this morning. You never know how the early morning games can go, even though this is semifinal Sunday. There's been plenty of jump with our 8 o'clock game this morning, needing overtime, although only 59 seconds. It was a game that also saw a multi-goal lead vanish, as this passing play nearly completed and Short just snapped that wide glove side to King. Short plays it over to Ducharme. Cross corner shoot in is picked up first there by Short. Unable to get around to check though as Ryder was back defensively. Now Short once again trying to navigate through. This time Savage blocked his path. Cater finding Watkins. Now it's Nicosia As this shot in from Cater, clasped onto by the goaltender King, right up along his chest. With 10:33 remaining in the third, New Hampshire trying to stay alive here in this semifinal round. Time still remaining for them to try and figure out Dimitri Hue, who has been the busier of the two goaltenders from about midway through the second period onward. As off the draw, Mazzola able to backhand it up through center. Now it's Janiello returning it to Walsh on the wing, but he can't get that through Cater. Dante Cater with a jump in his stride through the neutral zone. Protecting against Turcotte. It's in deep and centered all the way back out in front by Bochanowski. This will carry him all the way back down towards the Massachusetts zone, where Short will pick it up, trying to Bolick, excuse me. They both have the same green helmet and green shell. And I saw those before I saw the number, took a guess, and came up wrong there as Mazzola in transition drops it off for a shot here, fought off by the goaltender Hue. Back up top, it's Mazzola, who's been in the middle of things here offensively. He's got one of the two goals for New Hampshire, as Henderson will play it back up to the point. Mazzola slings it back in around the net. Walsh with it. He has the other goal for New Hampshire. As this is Turcotte shooting through traffic. It was blocked off of Rustico. And just wide as now Turcotte again, this time pulling the trigger and missing to the glove side as the carom rolls up through center. Walsh covering some defensive ground, finds Bamford, who almost turned that over, but Sylvia couldn't get a stick on it. Turcotte up for the turning Jackson. It's Mazzola this time getting it successfully through to Bamford. Right up the gut, trying to split the D, and Rustico having none of that. As now McCarthy on the move. Kept at bay there by Jeffrey. Those two will continue to battle as Sylvia comes over to help. Now McCarthy turns from the corner. Is wrapped up there by Jeffrey, but will play on. As this puck kicked out of the zone. And Jackson now will accelerate onto it. He's got a man going to goal, but that pass blocked by the skidding Rustico, who's made about 3 defensive cancellations on just this one shift. He'll now change out as this puck just tipped wide to the corner by Larson. Larson deking and shooting. Stop. Rebound is there, and McCarthy scores again. This line once again able to generate for Team Massachusetts. They struck for the 4th goal, and they'll strike here again for the 5th as McCarthy's second makes it 5-2 with 8:05 to go here in the third. Once again set up from out of the corner this time. Larson with the shot. King was able to fight it off the blocker, but McCarthy positioned there in the slot, able to hack the rebound through. As this puck back out high, Ducharme fires and scores! 13 seconds after the 5th goal. It's a 6-pack for Team Massachusetts as Ducharme wires that in past King. In this game now blown wide open for Team Massachusetts. They lead by 4. Nicosia picks up a helper there, setting up Ducharme's goal from afar. A shot that appeared to just nibble off the catching glove of King, who might have not had eyes all the way on it. As New Hampshire now trails 6-2 with just over 7 minutes to go. A gallant effort, but 2 goals, 13 seconds apart, have all but likely put this game out of reach. He'll take 4 goals in 7 minutes to make this an even game as New Hampshire has to get back defensively here. Watkins around the goal, short, protecting as he sends it middle, and that's canceled out by Savage. Gianniello cuts back to the line, but is forced out by Nicosia. Turned over at center ice. Walsh connecting with Gianniello, and that shot caught by Huey. He's had himself a fine game in the nets for Team Massachusetts. That's the 25th save for Dimitri Huey. Team Massachusetts 6-24 away from the championship game. That shot wide, stick side, as it is played back into the corner. A tip try at the side of the goal was cut down off the blade of Kapazi. Bolick unable to get around Turcotte. It's an onside play here as Walsh takes it in down the boards. Walsh lost it there on Bochanowski's stick check, as he was sandwiched by Nicosia and Kapazi. Walsh for Gianniello, sweeps it back up to the line. Turcotte off a stick, gets that puck through. Henderson darting in, tried to pass it over where he had Mazzola creeping in. But it's broken up by Cater, as this puck is gathered up at neutral ice by Bochanowski. He couldn't get that shot through the stick of Turcotte, as Bochanowski wrestled to the ice there by Henderson from his stomach, able to chop the puck up the boards. Massachusetts set to meet Team Maine in the championship game, as we're going to get a cross-checking penalty here with 5:10 left to go in the third. Maine coming off of a 4-0 shutout win over Team Vermont. And in the 2010 bracket, which we'll see up next, it's Team Massachusetts currently ahead of Team Vermont 6-2. Team Maine and Team New Hampshire will go at it here in the 2010 bracket as Larson picks up a cross-checking penalty. And Team New Hampshire will take to the power play, trailing 6-2. As Depta will play this back to Braun at the point. Returned off the stick of Depta, who has it here in the corner. Depta through the legs of Sylvia. It's worked across the line now to Jeffrey. Jeffrey trying to trade places here with Jackson along the boards. He's shoved by McCarthy, as Jackson uses the woodwork to get the puck to Jeffrey, but his return feed goes off Sylvia's stick and all the way back into the New Hampshire zone with under a minute on their power play. 55 seconds as they try and get something here late in the period. They trailed by 2 entering the period as this is turned over. Sylvia trying to emerge. That was denied in front by Braun, a strong stick. Onside, Jackson crisscrosses in with Bamford as Depta shoots off the blocker of Huey. Lammy able to block that pass from out of the corner as it's played down low for Jackson. Jackson around the net into the slot, but nobody home in a blue sweater as it's cleared out off the glove of Jeffrey with 15 to go in Larson's penalty. Brought in down the wing. It's into Rustico's corner. Jackson overskated the puck. Power play time is up as Lopushansky turns and hands it to Jackson. That feed was blocked by Rustico. Lemmy now with it as a teammate open on the wing. Hamlin's pass stepped in front of there by Savage. 5 skating against 5 here is Short. Couldn't clear that out, but blocks it up over the head of Huey. Four unanswered goals for Team Massachusetts. After Mazzola tied the game up at 2, 1 minute and 17 seconds into the second. This shot tips in on to King, who kicks it into the corner. Young will pinch in on it. 2:50 to go here in the third. Short covering at the point. Works past Lopushansky into the corner. Short around the goal. Works his way into the slot and tried to feed it into the middle where shanking that was Capazzi. Up ice comes New Hampshire. Bretano over for Prue, and that shot off the mask of Huey, who was moving from left to right. Ryder able to one-hand this into the corner. Bretano was checked there by Young. Ryder along the boards trying to fight around Hamlin, who tosses this all the way down where it goes for an icing. With 2:04 to go in the third. Another save for Dimitri Huey. Stopping that 2-on-1 as he got the mask onto that shot from Prue. His 28th save of the game. And efforts like that can sometimes be overlooked when your team is up by as many as 4, but he has been real solid for Team Massachusetts as that shot was blocked. Janiello darting with it as he was tripped up and he lost the puck there in the process. This puck will roll up towards neutral ice where Bowlick now will try and get around Turcotte. Bowlick left it behind and Larson in close was stopped. Turcotte is going to pick up a penalty here as New Hampshire touches up the puck, and they'll play the rest of this game shorthanded as Turcotte had to take that penalty against Bowlick, wrapping him up, and despite that, he was still able to leave it behind for Larson, who was turned aside from point-blank range. Larson has done most of the setting up here this morning for Team Massachusetts. 2 assists for Brett Larson here in this game. Both on goals that were scored by Brendan McCarthy. Braun will just fire this puck down as we enter the final minute of the third period. Bowlick turns it in over the line, but had that broken up by Mazzola. Mazzola brings it in, shorthanded. Shot here off the side of the post. Huey had the net covered well. Ristico will play this over to Cater. Dante Cater with a goal and an assist. Finds Larson along the wing. That's broken up by Braun and cleared out to center. Final 20 seconds as Ristico will take it back into his own zone. Massachusetts just needs to kill off the final 10 here. Janiello was run into there at the line as Sylvia brings it in. One last shot over the glove of King as the horn sounds and Team Massachusetts punches their ticket through to the championship game this afternoon. They'll square off against Team Maine, a 6-2 win here over Team New Hampshire, who will play against Team Vermont for the consolation prize. Up next, we'll have a 2010 semifinal matchup. Team Maine and Team New Hampshire set to take each other on. The winner of that contest will all but likely face Team Massachusetts, who last we checked was entering their semifinal round ahead of Team Vermont. 6-2, which is the final of this score here between Team Massachusetts and Team New Hampshire. We'll take a quick break here from Exeter and return for our next contest. Team Maine and